Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? I am your planetary defense commander, and I gotta say thank you very much to Asteroid Fight Club for being so amazing. Not only did I hit my fundraiser mark, I went over it because you guys are awesome, and I can't say thank you enough. And traditionally, what has happened when I hit my fundraiser mark, usually the hackers that have been messing with me for over 2 years now totally throw temper tantrums and freak out. And so I've been having problems making videos the normal way that I usually do. And so every time I go to record a video, my hackers will like stop the microphone. And so it's been frustrating. And so please forgive me as I try to give you guys a video in what is not the most optimal way, but you guys take care of me, so I'm gonna try and take care of you. And like I said, my hackers have been freaking out so bad yesterday and today. I had to turn off the chat because I don't want their low vibrations messing with the stream because they are so upset, man. And so we'll start off with hurricanes. At the moment, all models are consistently showing multiple hurricanes in the Atlantic in about 10 days. Now, the great news is, at this point, although anything 10 days out is highly susceptible, but the models are all showing pretty much all hurricanes going out to sea. So there is not a single in all the models landfalling hurricane in any of the batches. Although they're showing anywhere from 2 to 4 hurricanes over the next 16 days, it is definitely something to watch out for. And so, this is the very latest GFS model run. I'll let it run for you guys. We are getting a large hit of snow in the central United States of America, and what will be a pretty big storm. And no matter what, with or without hurricanes, the weather around the 10th is going to be very, very stormy. And so if you're just joining us again, I want to say thank you to Asteroid Fight Club. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And so, but if you'll see the latest model run, and if you'll watch, a lot of times the hurricanes or lows like to hook up with the front. And so that would be the front on the 10th. So definitely the secondary front behind it would be one we'd have to watch out for some type of hurricane copulation. As you can see, the GFS is now taking a hurricane in much closer, and he pretty much heads towards Florida, hits the Florida shield, bounces off it, and then heads out. But there is a front coming in you would have to watch out for. All right, and so the weather's weird, dude, and the weather's probably going to stay weird throughout September. Like right now we have, thanks to Weather Deck, showing us Typhoon Haishin spinning away in the Pacific. It is now approaching the Amani Islands, and so it will be hitting South Korea in about the same spot that Mysak did. Oh, and Dada Boo points out, Florida Wavemaster, that the Club 384 GFS is going to go bonkers today. And I just want to remind everybody that Club 384 GFS was pretty much on the money with Hurricane Laura. And so, we just take all this stuff as signs, of what may come. And it is peak hurricane season on the 10th of September. And so there's no reason to not be quote-unquote paranoid about hurricanes from the middle of September all the way through October. Eric Weglars, this has to be the wildest change in temperature I've ever seen in my lifetime. Denver's forecast calls for temperature swing of 60 degrees in a 3-day span. True definition of weather whiplash. And so we're looking at some super duper crazy stuff man. And I gotta say, now this is just me speculating, and I'm not saying it would happen anytime soon, but it seems like, the West Coast, like California and the whole West Coast, Oregon, Canada, are on fire. And California's been getting a lot more lightning than they're accustomed to. Sounds like volcano weather to me, you know? And so, I don't know, I think volcanoes will play a larger part in all of this. Crank Weather Guy, 2-frame GIF of precipitable water values from 816 and 94. Because remember, the processes of Earth rotate around the globe as all the planets rotate around us, and then everything pretty much rotates around the sun. Ben Knoll, that is one crazy cold front. Temperatures and forecast to be more than 50 degrees below normal in eastern Colorado and western Nebraska on Tuesday. So we're definitely seeing an early September dip down of some cool weather. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but lately, with Jupiter in hardcore retrograde and me being in lockdown for 2 years, I've gained weight. And so I actually like the cooler, colder temperatures. And regardless of what shape I'm in, I always like wearing a cool jacket. I always feel cooler when I'm wearing a cool jacket. But there's definitely a duck of coldness that's coming to a south shot through the USA. But look at that, how the coast of California, the coast stays hot. And you can almost see the plateau, but like everything above the plateau is getting colder. But then the ridge is going to stay hot, probably get hot. California is definitely going to have a heat wave coming. And if you're just joining us, A, thank you, Asteroid Fight Club, for being amazing. And B, my hackers are totally freaking out. So I have to do it this kind of makeshift way. So please bear with me. They always freak out around the 4th and the 5th, and then they usually calm down after, so. Oh, and happy birthday to Beyonce. I love all of my Houstonian friends. And shout out to all the soldiers out there. You guys are awesome. So I'm going through my likes and having to. Yeah, so earthquakes we were still watching on top of. You had a 5.6, a 5.3, and a 4.9 in Costa Rica. And I thought one of them was like a 6.3. I could be wrong. But you definitely had a earthquake swarm down in Central America, which is no surprise. With all the gas giants on the same side, we were definitely watching out for Oh, and I know people get upset about the whole mask thing. But I'll remind you, dude, the U.S. Air Force is 100% in wearing a mask. The U.S. Army recommends wearing a mask. The Marines recommend wearing a mask. The National Guard, the Navy. And so, I don't know, man. I trust the Air Force. You may have some weird conspiracy that tells you only one person on the planet is trustable, but I trust the Air Force, man. Russia digs of 2 weeks ago have set up early East Asia North Pacific changes, of which are reverberating downstream. Once the polar suppression drops into North America, these systems slip through in an undercutting stream flow 3rd week of September. And so we are definitely on watch for wackiness and wildness in the 3rd week of September. Once again, thank you to all the veterans and all military out there. I appreciate you 100%. My dad and all of his brothers were in the military, and my Uncle Butch, who's also my godfather, forbid me from going in the military, and I guess I ended up Planetary Defense Commander because that was one of the best ways I could serve to help give good information. Yeah, we were watching things roll off of Africa And here's Cranky telling us about the festering and then the kick that will come after it. Because both, even in the models, like whatever the hurricane lows are going to do, they're doing this weird Fujiwara situation. And so it's really kind of hard to tell or get a grip on what they're going to do. But because we saw Hurricane Laura and Kyle, the tropical storm, cross over the same spot, and we saw Hai Shen and Misak cross over the same spot, whatever the next 2 or 3 hurricanes are going to do, I imagine wherever they land or go out to sea, they're going to go out to sea at about the same spot. Monsoonal trough is still a mess. See, like, I've been watching all the model runs, and that whatever they do with the things that are rolling off of the Africa, like each model run is like really different than the others. And none of the models seem to have a heavy grasp on what will happen. But just like I think these things represent the stamps of Jupiter and Saturn, which are getting close together like that in our sky. Technically, both are retrograding right now. And knowing that Jupiter will go direct on the 11th and Saturn will go direct on the 28th of September, I think you're going to see a lot of stopping and starting weird crap like that in the storms that we see manifest on Earth. And so I would say predicting hurricane landings for the next 2 or 3 weeks, honestly, the next month, it's going to be difficult, not only for the people trying to predict it, but for the models as well. And so that is why everybody needs to pay attention. And in Stay Cool September, man, I'm a firm believer in that our thoughts, our actions, our vibrations, our dreams, our wishes, our feelings, it manifests itself in the reality we all know. And so the cooler we stay, the happier we stay, the more good thoughts, like, you know, it affects everything. And so if we stay in a very negative spot, I think that affects us with plagues and hurricanes. But if somehow we can rise above all this shit and then, you know, we might get a out to sea option. JKP weather. This was one of the model runs from about a day ago that showed 3 major hurricanes or 3 hurricanes, 1 in the Gulf and then 2 approaching. And so we're definitely in some type of a scenario where it's like we don't really know what's going to happen over the next month, but it is peak hurricane season. So everybody needs to be prepared. And since I'm just going through my likes, yeah, you may, you know, I like beautiful women. And I got this thing where I'm a sucker for an awesome lower lip, although J-Lo is married, so I'm not trying to talk about her lower lip in any type of sexual way. Okay, this is awkward. I'm going to change conversations. This is a baby singing Waterfall for the first time in life. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say is if we can somehow get to a spot where we can recognize all the beautiful, awesome things that are around us and stop concentrating on the negative and get in touch with our own inner child and the world around us, the sky, the earth, and even the people and things we love, we can get back to happiness and the world can start to repair itself. That sound good? All right. I know not everybody can do it. Oh, and I'm gonna bust out this crazy theory I have for you guys. Dude, okay, at this point, I think like 6% of the people are horrible people on Earth. Like 6% of cops are horrible people. 6% of white people are horrible people. 6% of black people are horrible people. 6% of Asian people are horrible. Like 6% of men are horrible people. 6% of women are horrible people. And so it's like, they just like show us the horrible part of humanity. And then they divide it along all these racial lines or gender lines or sexual lines. And it's like, and somehow it's like the strongest of the 6% of horrible people have made it to like the no empathy, make as much money, get as much power as you can. And so like somehow that 6% has ended up ruling us and then using the reflection of the 6% against us the whole time that pretty much prevent the other I would say 71% of people are good people. So, it's the 6% are preventing the other percent from doing great things and enjoying life. But we will make it through that crappy ass way. So the people who are always focused on negativity and fear, well, their days are coming to an end. Their age is almost over. But the next year and a half are going to be rough as we make the transition away from, the last 120 years to the future. All right, Matt Lanza. I loaded up today's space weather post with stuff. Recent dryness. We need some rain here in Houston. Rain chances the next few days, not zero. Next week's cold front conundrum, very much a maybe. Still. Tropics looking busy, but not our way. So yeah, the bigger story right now is this. And remember how I always say that the Earth is like a McDLT. Like the hot part is hot and the cold part is cold, and then they kind of rotate around like a lava lamp. As some crazy stuff is going down with the sun, some crazy stuff is going down with Betelgeuse, some crazy stuff is going down in our solar system. And so technically nobody really knows what's going on. And we are observing, but try not to draw any conclusions because things keep happening so fast. And it's best to just build a new power grid, keep everybody fed, and stay cool and adapt together. Adapt or die, said Brad Pitt in that baseball movie. Not happy with the forecast, said Jack Sillen, who's always chilling and talking about the weather. Will file your complaints with ex-typhoon Misak, which is responsible for pushing a lot of warm air north into Russia, cold air south in the Bering Sea, warm air north into Alaska, cold air south into the Rockies. And so the patterns are kind of changing in real time. Now, whatever that is, the evil eye that is wandering off the West Coast, that is really weird. I mean, it's not a threat to anybody, but I keep watching it and I'm just like, what are you? What are you doing? What do you want? Where are you going? And it does kind of look like the storm that's Jupiter's red spot, So like I said, I think Jupiter and Saturn are totally up in this mix. Jack Sillen, a very impressive cold front set to blast through the Rockies and West Plains earlier this coming week. Yes, it's true. Denver could fall from near 100 degrees on Sunday to 32 degrees on Tuesday morning. Snow is expected at least down to the foothills, if not into the city. And that's the whole thing, dude. You can look at this and be like, this proves my bumper sticker. This is climate change. Or this proves my bumper sticker. This is grand solar minimum. And man, it's probably a little bit of both, bro. But nobody wants to work together. Rude. Anywho, so the West Coast of the Ring of Fire of the North Americas and Central America will probably continue to stay fiery. And this definitely seems like some type of Earth core crustal behavior. Man, wouldn't it be cool if we had some kick-ass radar of our Earth's core? I would be happy with that. James Wilson, Tornado Kid. Yeah, we're definitely watching the tropics. And like I said, nobody really knows what those two are going to do. If you guys don't mind, wait, where's over here? This was the run before. We'll just do a quick rundown since I'm hanging out with you guys. And like I said, if you're just tuning in, thank you, Asteroid Fight Club, very much. I not only hit my monthly fundraiser goal, but I went past it by a couple $100. You guys are amazing. And that really helps me out because a month ago, my mom was like, I found a cool used car and I bought it for you. And it was like $2,500. I was like, I can't afford it. And she's like, well, get the money. Anyway, I haven't gotten the car yet. So I'm just saying that helps me out and then it helps me prepare. So you guys are awesome and thank you and I appreciate it. But as my hackers normally do, they freak out on the 4th. And so I'm trying to bring you my information and videos the best way I can. And right now, this is the only way I can do it. So the camera's probably shaky and my voice might even be a little shaky. But I think there's good information that I could put out, and I definitely want to say thank you to everybody. You guys are awesome. And in this next 10-day to 2-week period, it's basically going to be, if the high strengthens, that would send the hurricanes straight into the East Coast, maybe even into the Gulf. And we're still watching for some to come out of CAG, out of here, the Central American Gyre. It shows up in the models every once in a while. But if the high may collapse and provide us a back door to where there wouldn't be a danger to America, but there would be a danger to the United Kingdom. Although I've never seen the United Kingdom get hit by a Category 5 storm head on. So they can usually handle it better than we can. Although they will be getting some rain and some severe weather. And hey, UK, I would love to visit Europe someday. I've heard great things about it, although they say your food isn't that great, but, you know, that's okay. I could probably just drink coffee and smoke cigarettes. All right. And drink wine. I heard the wine, or the gelato. My mom and stepdad, when they came back from Italy, they're always like, dude, Italian gelato is fantastic. It's like, they wouldn't shut up about gelato, but I love them. So it was always cute and made me want to try Italian gelato someday. And if I'm mispronouncing gelato, y'all can teach me how to say it when I go to Italy someday. Probably after 2022, though. Okay. We are now watching the GFS parallel model. So like I said, models are consistent that we're going to have about 3 storms in the Atlantic over the next... And look at that storm grow, bro. That's the signature that, like, these storms seem to get kind of mean. Remember the Eris alignment with Earth on the side of Eris is, I think, October 18th. Whether or not we get a hurricane around that time, we always get major windstorm events that you get over like 300 wind reports. And so the weather seems to get wilder and more dangerous as we lead up to that Eris point. And so I definitely think the East Coast over the next, it is in 2020 fashion, if we were going to get a Sandy 2.0, the 2012 bookend with 2020, I wouldn't be surprised if it was this year. And I'm not here to scare anybody, but if, New England, New York, New Jersey, I would definitely be prepared, because that is only like 200 miles between out to sea danger and, a major Category 3 hurricane hitting a very populated area. And we saw Hurricane Laura hit Louisiana, and Louisiana, I think, has 4 million people in the state. I could be wrong. But, like that area has like over 60 to 90 million people, if my geography population talk is correct. Does that make any sense? And so, Hurricane Laura did major damage to Louisiana that will take them months to recover from. And shout out to all the cool Louisianans out there who are who always been known as tough people. I think last count, 14 lives were lost, which is still too much, but like I said, Louisianans handled it pretty well, but they're going to need all the help they can get. Jeff Baradelli, don't worry, 45 degrees below normal in Colorado on Tuesday. So like I said, the main stories now are, I guess it was a 5.6 earthquake that hit Costa Rica. David Lynch does weather reports now. He's a movie director. I don't know if you guys ever watched that. Saturn and Mimas. Yeah, we're definitely watching the tropics. And like I said, usually my hackers calm down after the 4th or the 5th. And so hopefully I can get back to making the videos. And they're definitely, like, every time I try to make a recorded video, they stop. Like, man, it's just been crazy. as the same people try to control YouTube weather community. I guess they're never going to change their ways. Tropics, first week of September, we see a festering and a kick looking to pluck or object viable disturbance westward. If something develops, second week of September, we track that entity into central or southwest Atlantic. And then in the West Atlantic, third week. Quirky behavior. And this is brought to us by the guy who was my unofficial partner in weather crime prevention and who has done a spectacular job. I mean, I make mistakes. I can't even remember the last time Cranky made a mistake. So yeah, like I said, main stories are the possible hurricanes, and then the heat wave, and then the cold burst coming. And, you know, and some people are very fascinated by hurricanes, and some people are very fascinated by snow. They're called snow weenies. And so everybody's got something to stay interested in September. You may get, I'm going north now. We begin some awesome filament action off the sun. It has been back to solar minimum conditions. Remember, it's not supposed to hit peak solar maximum until 2025. So anything we get, any activity we get out of the sun, is hopefully leading up to a badass solar maximum. Dave Indoor Cat Dickinson, potentially hazardous asteroid, 2010 French ravine, close encounter on September 3rd, but it missed us. So great job, Asteroid Fight Club. We've done an amazing job on asteroids since 2015. The Pokemon laughed her ass off, which is sad because, okay, I won't make that joke. She had a cute butt. Anyway, can I say that? No. All right, so I apologize. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Jesus. Super Typhoon Hashin, like I said, it hit 155 mile per hour winds. It might have even gotten stronger. We back? All right. Shout out to the Navy. They're awesome. Shout out to Leo King. He was in the Navy. And definitely shout out to Melissa Fumero on the show Brooklyn 99. I found it during the pandemic. I don't know if you like laughs, but Brooklyn 99 is hilarious. And she is on it as an actress. And these are just clips of all of her dumb dances from the show. And as someone who really enjoys dancing and dumb dancing, thought this was pretty spectacular. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite dumb dance. And then that's probably my second favorite one after it. All right. So thank you for Melissa for being talented and awesome. Once again, thank you to the soldiers. Mina Kimes, her dad was in the Air Force. Like my dad, my stepdad were. So yeah, I like everybody in the military, but I definitely have a special place in my heart for Air Force dudes because my dad and stepdad and my sister Ange, our Air Force. And Air Force is always cool, in my opinion. Hey, look, a light bridge over Destin. Cindy McCain, 4 generations of soldiers who served. Hey, look, Godzilla on a motor scooter. Yay. I don't know, Boogie is saying our video final game boss is an angry Scarlet Witch, but I was like, dude, I thought that was 2017's video game boss. Active fire behavior on the west and north side of the Slink Fire. And, you know, the fires all along the west coast have been pretty nasty and gnarly. As if you're just joining us, like, models are kind of confused. Jack Sillen, who's been doing a kick-ass job in 2020. Thank you, Jack, for kick-ass jobbing. You know, that gives us a chance to watch another model run. Which one we want to watch? Nav Jam? All right. So I'm trying to watch all the model runs to get an idea, but like I said, with the Fujiwara action stuff happening, it is definitely crazy. And where they will go at this point, nobody knows. If the high stays strong, they'll go under the high. If it collapses, then they will escape. At this point, all models are guessing they're going to collapse, but at this point, nobody knows. How about rain? You're going to be getting rain up into like Minnesota, the Dakotas, over the Great Lakes, and then some down in the Texas and Oklahoma border. Hey, if you guys are... Why am I so bad at geography? If you're there, if you're in that state, you need to watch out today. Definitely in that whole yellow bean. As you guys are definitely got a good chance of some tornadoes and straight line winds. Now check out the heat situation on the west. Now the cool, when it does come, it'll be bursting down the middle here. But you're definitely getting some super hot fire conditions combined with some fog. And some fog. That is definitely a hot west coast. It is en fuego. And remember, the Mexico and Guatemalan volcanoes have been doing crazy things. And so what's weird is these storms that are going to be developing over here, they're still going to be around, slowly developing and moving towards the coast 10 days from now. So the hurricane situation is definitely freaking weird, bro. And it's definitely been one of the weirdest hurricane situations. Oh. In Pakistan, financial capital Karachi, they've been having super major massive floods. And I think Sudan is having the worst flooding it's ever had. And if you just join us, hey, thanks for the fat joke. D-Swizzle, appreciate it. Paper money, Napoleon. But, I mean, we're all pretty convinced that, yeah, you're going to have a couple hurricanes to deal with. Ain't that right, Brady? Yay, rainbows. What I want is peace, but with Mercury going retrograde in 4 days, the people who like to attack people are going to be freaking out over the next 100 hours. Sudan declares state of emergency for 3 months amid devastating floods. Yeah, like I said, I've been talking about how people would be freaking out up into the Mercury or Mars retrograde. Because like Mars, like war and attacking and stuff. And so, right on the money, the people who don't like me have been attacking me like crazy the last day and a half. That's fine. I can handle it. I think they're 0-34 against me the last 2.5 years. Woo! What are your thoughts on this beautiful dessert? Needs more powdered sugar, Reed. Needs more powdered sugar. Jeff Baradali, and you know, I don't know, I'm just showing you different variations of this giant cold snap in this Game of Thrones, Battle of Fire and Ice 2020. So yeah, remember, like I got to thank everybody. Like I said, thank you, Asteroid Fight Club. You've definitely put me in a position to prepare for September and October. I think they're going to be our wildest and craziest months of 2020 yet. Who knows what is going to happen? So be prepared for everything. And so I definitely think it would be a good time to stock up on an extra month of food if you can. And just be prepared for things to just keep getting freaking nuts, bro. A superhero must have determination. Ain't that right, Charlie Brown? Charlie Brown, I don't know if you can tell. And as Hacks for Pancake says, we're all burnt out, buddy. And so, I don't know, that's just the crazy thing. It's like, 2020's been tough on everybody. So you got people who are trying to make other people miserable while it's just like the worst time. Like, the worst time to, like, be messing with people is now. But I guess people see that as a sign of weakness. But I think we're all pretty strong these days, you know? We're all so much stronger now than we were in 2012. Remember, we were basically right almost at hurricane season. But it's like the people who've been like very popular and had the control of the narrative and the microphone for the last 5 years, it's like they can feel it slipping from their grasp and they will no longer be the center of attention. And so it's almost like if Mars was like, I don't want to go retrograde. I want to be Mars wants to be the most popular everything forever. And there are other planets in the solar system. There are other seasons. Things change, bro. Khartoum, Sudan was drenched by the Nile River on August 11th. It was the highest flooding since records began as residents struggled to hold the water back. So you get everybody fighting. Nobody wants to fix stuff. But there's never been a better time to work together. Fix the power grid, feed everybody, and never accept defeat. Uncle Butch was in the army, bro. My Uncle Butch was a badass. Susan Rice, her dad, Captain Emmett J. Rice, he was a Tuskegee Airman. So yeah, shout out to everybody out there protecting other people, trying to keep it all together. And during this Labor Day weekend, please stay safe. And like I said, I love black people. I love the police. And just focusing on the worst of all of us may make the media a lot of money, but it's not helping us at all. And definitely shout out to Chad Boseman, the Black Panther. I had one of my worst, when my stepdad died in 2018, and a couple months after that, I don't know, I was super sad. A couple nights I was felt depressed and suicidal. And I remember I watched the Black Panther on one of the darkest nights of my life. And I felt like it saved my life. So, I appreciate all the cool people out there, and I don't want to lose any more cool people. We've had enough of that shit. We had a CME pop out of the sun. And hey, oh yeah, so my dreams the last 48 hours have been insane. And I've seen a lot of people been like, wow, my dreams have been insane. Remember, just because you dream stuff, that doesn't mean it's going to happen in real life. Reed Timmer, talking about the giant, massive snow map that may be going over Colorado and such. Nobody's for sure it's going to verify, but remember, September, if aliens show up, we won't be surprised. If volcano erupts, we won't be surprised. If we get covered in like 10 feet of snow in Texas, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a giant raven in the clouds. Is Hey Shane again. Dada Boo showing his artistic skills here. Man, my camera keeps freezing. Looks like an owl to me. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to I just want to show you the... Oh, and so another crazy thing, man, is, they forced like half of the colleges open, and now the colleges are having the kids get the coronavirus, but they can't send the kids back home. So I think by October, you're going to see them turning the university dorms into like COVID infirmaries. And you may not agree with that, but I predicted the lockdown back in February before it happened in March. And so don't be surprised, man, if they turn, if we go back into freaking lockdown in October. I know you don't want to hear it, but I've been pretty accurate all year and in 2019. So I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying, dude, I try to give you guys the best information possible. And I'm sorry if that disagrees with your political views. I'm giving facts here that may save your mama or your grandmama's life. All right. So, yeah, big cool down, shut down. Oh, and shout out, like I said, thank you very much, Asteroid Fight Club. You guys are amazing. I love you. You're spectacular. Remember, it was 3 years ago, Irma was about to destroy Barbuda. And so where will these go? Nobody knows. We hope they will go out to sea, but until they do, we will be watching. We got severe storms moving through. And that's the big story. It's 100 degrees to 37 degrees. Shout out to all the soldiers keeping us safe. Check out this cat. It's do you want broccoli? Cat is heck no. Oh, I think this one has sound. Dude, I like broccoli if you drown it in broccoli cheese soup. So yeah, if you if you drown broccoli in broccoli cheese soup, then I love broccoli. But other than that, I kind of feel like the same way the cat does. I love animals, man. Animals are so cool. But yeah, how crazy will it get in 2 weeks? I don't know. This is kind of like a worst case scenario. So it'd be great if everybody stayed cool and prayed and thought good thoughts as we work together. And then maybe they will hit the trap door and all go out to sea. We won't get hit by any more hurricanes this year. But if we got hit by 3 hurricanes in the first half of hurricane season, then I would guess we will get hit by 2 or 3 more in the second half. At least that is how we should prepare. Ed Pietrowski Euro ensemble members indicate both potential tropical storm systems riding through the weakness in the ridge in the middle of the Atlantic late next week. Intensity and timing of stream flow is everything. Can't write off no threat. But there is no threat in the next week. And, right now the models are there's no danger, but I don't necessarily trust that because models have not been our best friend this year. And I definitely think everybody should be prepared. And yeah, definitely in this video, you're going to see a lot of model runs of the giant cold snap. I hope Texas gets snow this year. Oh, hey, great news. Kevin Feige, the head Marvel dude, is going to put maximum effort into getting X-Men perfect so that it takes a while for another team movie, so be it. He should. Avengers, them first, introducing each character separately into the MCU, then have the event premiere of them all coming together and staying together. Sounds good to me. More model runs of that cold snap. They're like hurricane runs. They're just guesses, but definitely see a duck. Every time I see a model run, looks like there's a cold duck in the middle. Isn't that a wine or something? Okay, 92Ls definitely get it better organized. World weather. So it's fire and ice. The big battle. Not surprised. Hey, there's an Avenger. Ian Livingston has some of the coolest dogs out there, man. One day I want to hang out with Ian, drink a beer, just so I can meet his dogs. Those are some cool dogs, bro. everything is effed, and also something is on fire. Well, that something is the North American coast. Happy birthday to Michael Keaton. Mr. Mom's my favorite movie, but you're definitely a tremendous actor. It's frost season. Brian. Kenny Chesney. So yeah, let's all try and have a decent Labor Day weekend. Can't wait for all the snow in D.C. in a few months. A rookie? All right, that was bad. And I made one of the dogs sound like Scooby-Doo. Do. Yeah, so like here's the third biggest fire, second biggest fire in California. Like it. And it's like I said, it's up into Idaho, it's into Oregon, it is into Washington, it is in Canada, it is in the Antarctic. I'm sorry, the Arctic, not the Antarctic. Dude, look at that smoke, man. That's a lot of smoke. Earth is smoking just like a dragon. Volcano in Etna's smoking too. Wildfire spots, USA, red is critical. That magma be moving. Tesla and Apple dropped over 20% this week. And hey, you know what? Everybody's had a real hard time doing this year? Predicting the stock market drop, crash. I think it's coming. And I definitely think we could see it after Mars goes retrograde on the 11th. But I haven't been able to call market drops well after the virus hit. So who knows what will happen. I'm just saying, I've been warning everybody about Mars retrograde. I think it's going to be major. You know, like I remind people, when Uranus went retrograde the day Trump's brother died. And so that is definitely a signal that we should be careful and watch out for Mars retrograde. You don't have to believe me. But I can tell the people who are, usually Mars heavy people spirit, like we could see Tesla drop. So I'm not surprised to see Tesla's price go down 3 days before Mars goes retrograde. All right. But yeah, they did have 16 to 18 feet of storm surge in Louisiana when Hurricane Laura hit. And so it is definitely, we have been hit by major hurricanes. There will probably be more hurricane action this year. And, it's just best that everybody stays ready best we can. And that, I believe that September and October could be our toughest months yet. But I thank you guys, Asteroid Fight Club. And so, I thank you very much. I exceeded my fundraiser goal. I raised $2,254, which will help me get that car and get ready to prepare for September and October. I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much, Texas Angel, Melissa, Obi-Wan, Justin, Rachel, Mia, Al, Jessica, Cool Cats and Kittens, Lex, JL, Melvin, Scott, Matthew, Glenda, Max, Arnica, Stephanie, Light Soul, Marlita, Lisa, Daryl, Brian, KJ, Dana, Angel Aurora, Richard, The Bridal Citizen, Athena, Louisiana Skywatch, Jason and William, Mia, Kelsey, Al, Wagon Breath, Jamie, Mike, Andrew, Cynthia, Johnny, Barbara, Cecily, Charles, Robert, Deanna, Jess, Bill, Cody, Marlene, Leanne, Nova CR, Christine, Rampart, Zeus, Dan. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You helped me prepare for September and November, and you're going to help keep relations between me and my mama good as my mom and I figure out what to do with that used car. I'm excited to drive, though. I think my mama's smart, and she's probably not going to let me have it until after Jupiter goes direct, maybe even Saturn. But two things I look forward to in the future is driving a car again and kissing a beautiful woman. And so at least one of those things is probably going to happen September or October. So thank you to my mom, and thank you for everybody for making that possible. And so I feel like a super lucky guy. And I love y'all, and I thank y'all so much. And I promise I will do what I can to kick ass for y'all in September. But definitely the people who are losing their minds and trying to win the YouTube weather war gang thing, they are determined. But they haven't knocked me out yet. And they seem to be losing steam. Although they'll be going crazy during Mars retrograde, I'm sure. So I love y'all. Stay cool. Let us try to have a great Labor Day weekend. I'll try to make videos. If I can't, then I'll probably do a beer drinking live chat with y'all if you want to hang out. You know, it is Labor Day weekend. Let us try to enjoy everything we can. Y'all are super fantastic. You make me feel lucky. I appreciate y'all. And I'm definitely going to try to, kick tons of ass and give you guys good info and smiles and funny jokes if I can. Because you guys have been wonderful to me. And like I said, it's always a relation between whenever I do make it for the next month, my hacker people super freak out. And so they've been freaking out all day yesterday, and they're freaking out this morning. Like a bunch of big crybabies. I'm sorry, dude. You can't control the universe. Right now, not being cool is not a good plan. We're all making it through this together, and trying to make other people's lives harder is going to backfire at some point. I promise you. God is great, and he shall watch over us. All right, stay cool. God bless everyone, and thank y'all again. Talk to you soon.